8 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Going against, their old, their most recent ex Sam Darnold, 279 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Didn't look like he's completely fucked up by Adam Gase, so we'll see. That run game, though, man, Jesus Christ.
The run game was sus. Offensive line was super sus, and now we've lost
Becton for 8 weeks, right?
For at least 8 weeks. He's getting a second opinion. It might require surgery that would take him out for the season. Similar injury to Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Raheem Mostert out for the season. He opted for surgery.
Yeah, Wilson was under pressure all day. Obviously, after Becton got carted off under more so. The run game just, I can't really blame the running backs because they're getting met in the backfield. They can't even get to the line of scrimmage. We got to hope that the O-line can be better than this. It was very poor showing. Panthers defense is solid. Wilson looked, like a scared rookie in the first half, and the Jets as a unit were pretty terrible in the first half offensively. Defensively, they were okay. Obviously, giving up a huge touchdown to Robbie Anderson late in the second is not ideal. But second half, they looked much better. Zach Wilson looked like he got the jitters out. Made some beautiful plays, some broken plays that he turned into Corey Davis touchdowns. Defensively, we firmed up a little bit.
You guys had injuries on defense a lot, though. You guys lost somebody big.
Yeah, not having Lawson, I honestly think we would have won this game if Lawson was in it. He was looking like an absolute monster that would have, made Darnold see ghosts again. It's rough. It's not going to be an ideal season, especially after this Becton injury. It definitely hurts. Guys like C.J. Mosley were terrible. Offensive line was terrible. I think they had some of the poorest PFF reads I've ever seen. That being said, I liked what I saw from Zach Wilson and Corey Davis connection. Zach Wilson looks like he might be the real deal. Mims looked pretty solid, but barely was in the game plan for some reason. He had 1 catch that was huge.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
Touched again. Panthers looked pretty solid. Good for Sammy. He looked good again. As you said, doesn't look like he's been completely broken down by Gase. He looked pretty comfortable in the pocket, and was delivering some absolute strikes. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey's a nightmare to deal with. Thank God we don't have to see him again. Rough game. Hoping it'll get a little bit better, but very, very worried about the offensive line. Wilson got sacked 6 times. He was the most pressured quarterback in the league this week. Really concerning. I love that Zach Wilson looked, better in that second half and looks like he could do it. But yeah, deep concerns with injuries and with oral line play and, everything else.
Yeah, there's a lot to be impressed with that the Jets did. First of all, holding the Panthers to 19 points, that's quality given the team that the Jets are. No offense, but they drafted 3rd overall for a reason.
Yeah, and they have a ton of good offensive pieces, and
again, got a lot of potential going forward. I thought Wilson was pretty good.
Yeah, this wasn't Sam being bad and us being worse. This was Sam playing well. Their whole offensive unit playing well, and us still being able to
Dude,
hold
he has
them.
one of the best weapons in the league in CMC. It's why he was in the first half entirely.
Mm-hmm.
CMC had fucking almost 100 yards
And almost 100 receiving,
in
too.
the first half.
Yeah, and they got away with roughing the kicker that injured our roughing the punter that injured our punter for 8 weeks as well, and
Yeah.
Here's what it is.
Yep.
Have you gotten to the Giants game yet?
Nope, we got quite a bit to go before the Giants game.
Yeah.
The next game we're going to talk about, Texans-Jaguars. Man, did I not expect the Texans to just fucking light them up. Tyrod Taylor, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, 332 yards. That's pretty damn good for a rookie. 3 touchdowns, also threw 3 interceptions. Do we have the second coming of Jameis Winston in South Florida? Who knows? We might. We might. Actually, I think Jacksonville's Central Florida, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just wanted to say some shit because, I like talking shit. Carlos Hyde, 9 carries for 44 yards. Mark Ingram, 26 for 85 yards and a touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 5 catches, 132 yards. DJ Baby Chark 3 catches, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. Gonna be honest, not a big fan of what I saw from Trevor Lawrence. I know it's his first rodeo, but I don't know. Just what I saw just reminded me of a lot of the issues that he had in college. I see in the NFL when he played against. What was it 2 years ago? Not last year, the year before. They struggled against North Carolina. They struggled against Florida State, and he struggled throwing against Syracuse. And just watching him passing reminded me of the way he threw in those games, and I did not like what I saw.
Right, and it's the same thing that happened to him when he played Ohio State
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You can't ask him to go up against elite talent and expect him to be more than just okay.
They definitely need a run game to be prevalent for him. You can't go out and ask him to throw the ball 51 times every game because you refuse to put an offensive line in there, and then you refuse to run with James Robinson, who was like the breakout.
Like you shouldn't have spent a first round pick on ETN.
Exactly. Like, I don't get, does Urban Meyer just not like James Robinson? If that's the case, just fucking trade him to Baltimore already.
Yeah, for real.
Baltimore's going to be doing all right with that.
Having your rookie quarterback throw 51 times is crazy to me in his first NFL game. Like, I don't know what your game plan was, but if it led to that, it's fucked. And you need to wipe it clean and try something different. You need to give your running backs some carries, especially your running back who was awesome on a really bad team last year, like James Robinson. Like, what are you doing?
Unless your quarterback gets in a real rhythm and the game is close. If Lawrence was 21 of 27, I could be like, all right, we're gonna let it ride with him. But he was 28 of 51. He did not have an accurate game. He had some big plays, but that's not momentum I want to ride. Is 28 of 51?
He had some terrible interceptions.
Right.
That were super obvious. Now it's his first game with all these quarterbacks, good or bad. You can't read too much into it when it's their first rookie game.
Right.
But that ending up as what you do as an offense, 51 throws for your rookie quarterback in his first NFL game, no, that's piss poor game management right there. And Urban Meyer needs to fix that ASAP, or he's going to be on the hot seat as soon as this year or next year.
So here's what's going to happen: week 6 or so, he's going to have heart issues, have to step down, and then starting of next season, he's going to be the USC head coach. That's my prediction.
Interesting.
Not a terrible prediction. I can see it.
Anyways, yeah. Texans just absolutely demolished the Jaguars. And the scoring, Let's see. 41-yard pass when they were down 34-7 late in the third quarter. A touchdown with 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, down 37-14. So, like, the same shit that people said about Dak last year, these are obviously garbage time stats. Hopefully these issues he has, he fixes. Just like I want to see Jameis not throw for 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. I want to see Trevor Lawrence not throw for 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. Again, first game, rookie year, I know. But they need to give him some help. Because 49 rushing yards on the Houston Texans is not going to cut it. If you can't run on the Houston Texans, who are you going to run on? Like, what do
you mean? The Texans are so good. Such a challenging team.
Yep, you're right. My bad. Sorry about that. Yep, because I'm super scared of Danny Amendola and Philip Lindsay.
Anyways. I mean, I would throw some respect on Brandon Cooks' name because he's still very good.
And Mark Ingram?
Ingram was surprising. We'll see. He looked awful in Baltimore, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this just be more of a fluke. But his last year in Baltimore, obviously, his first couple years he was there, he was fantastic. But,
and then Tyrod looked good.
Yeah.
That's what happens when your team doctor doesn't puncture your lung giving you an injection. Oh, man. Anyways, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to take our final break, and then we're going to finish up. We're going to move on to Chiefs-Browns. We got about 6 minutes. This game, fucking whirlwind of emotions. Browns started the game up 22 to 10 at the end of the first half, and then Pat Mahomes is it. And the Chiefs come away with a 33-29 victory. These stats, not a big fan. My disappointment is going to be Baker Mayfield is my biggest disappointment for what I expected. He had 321 yards, did not throw a touchdown, threw an interception. Mahomes, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, not a good running back, but he got 43 yards on that Browns defense. Could have been a lot worse. Nick Chubb is just a fucking freak. 15 carries, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. When you're leading receiver against, and the Chiefs don't have a very good secondary, it's okay. It's not great. But when Jarvis Landry and Donovan Peoples-Jones can't get you more than 76 yards through the air, like you have to rely on David Njoku, who got 76 yards on 3 catches, you're not going to win a lot of games if your receiving core doesn't step up and you have to rely on a tight end all the time like that. Baker Mayfield, I expected a lot more. That interception didn't come in the first quarter, didn't come in the second quarter, didn't come in the third quarter, came at the very end of the game. It was a game-sealing interception by the Chiefs. So while he had the yards, efficiency, he threw for 75%, 21 for 28. It was not a good game. I expected more from him, being someone that I thought was an MVP caliber type of player last year, or on a progression to be an MVP type caliber player. It just looked like he completely forgot everything that he did last season, and he looked bad.
You're talking about Baker?
Baker, yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. Finish what you're going to say, and I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to argue against you on this.
All right. I finished. Well, obviously, Mahomes is Mahomes. Quarterback play. Pat Mahomes is going to out-quarterback any quarterback in the NFL. But Baker Mayfield, please defend, because I like him a lot.
Okay. All right. I can't believe this fucker. Okay. So, Baker Mayfield, you're telling me he didn't have an MVP caliber for performance. He was one mistake away from being able to lead what would arguably have to be considered an upset, considering that the team that they're playing has won the Super Bowl in the last 2 years and has not only done that, but been back to the Super Bowl and lost to the Tom Brady and his stacked defense and basically ultimate Madden team of people he gets to want to pick.